Viewers and subscribers, you're welcome back again. This is still BVI Channel 1. I'm House Channel Peters. On this media chat with the president of our Igbo Development Foundation, following the leadership summit that was held to impart knowledge and leadership skills to A.D.F Igbo Development Foundation Youth League.
I'm sorry.
This very summit availed these youths the opportunity to interact with men of different calibers, men of substance in Igbo nation, men who have made impacts in various areas concerning the development of our Igbo. And this summit is something that had energized and empowered the new Igbo youth leadership and focus mainly on the survival and sustenance, development and progress of our Igbo. It's my pleasure to have the President, Professor Ozadimawala. Sir, it's really a wonderful time always with you.
Thank you, Finadu. Thank you very much. Nice to meet you again.
The Igbo situation is calling for action, especially in the Nigeria where things have fallen apart. And the Igbo nation, the question on the table, how do we survive? How do we sustain? And how can we progress in a system that is not working?
Well, Chinedu, thank you very much. You know, you've been with us in this battle, this struggle to reposition the Igbo nation. Well, we thank God for keeping us alive and guiding us to this point. We also thank God for the gift of organizations like GGM and all you've done and continue to do in the interest of advancing Igbo civilization, Igbo development, and so on and so forth. You know. Well, of course, as you know very well, things have never been as bad as it is now for the Igbo. Never been as bad for the Igbo. But we believe that eventually the Igbo will triumph. They will come out of this mess, you know. And as you know, it is the echo of the Igbo predicament over the years that brought A.D.F into existence. And you know, it has been our commitment to work for the survival and development of Igbo as part of everything. We've made some progress in the last 10 years. But you know, as from nature and the world, the struggle is a perpetual one. It's never this thing. But I believe we've made quite some progress. The Igbo nation have made quite some progress, even though at this moment things have reached a most frightening level in terms of decay. Well, I want to thank you, your outfit. I also want to thank the new generation of youth emerging in Igbo. For me, they are the hope of the future of Igbo. You know, we all need to put our heads together. We all need to do our best to sustain all the energy and efforts of the Igbo, all of us, for the survival of Igbo, So at the moment, I think we should not give up. At the moment, I believe Igbo will overcome our predicament. I have no doubt about it. It requires a lot of commitment, a lot of dedication, and so on and so forth. So that's really what I can say at the moment with regard to honor the Igbo know today. And the question is, what hope do we have? What's the future do we have? I believe we'll be able to overcome the current challenges. I have no doubt about it.
Okay, with the current youths that I imagine at the disposal of A.D.F Youth League, is it hopeful that Igbos will truly triumph in this very circumstance? Nigerians generally, not just in Igbo, have found themselves. But the peculiar one now is the issue of leadership and also the issue of the future of our Igbo, which is mainly resting on the shoulders of the younger generation.
Yeah, Shinedu, in the past, we made efforts to ensure that Igbo youth were given proper direction and proper orientation to play their role in the struggle. We tried it in our relationship with MASOP, in our relationship with IPOB, and so on and so forth. What has sustained Tinubu and his men today is the OPC. What also has sustained the North is the forces like Mietiala, as well as their youth organization,
Our youth.
But in our Igbo, we've not been able to galvanize a formidable youth base. And this is the vacuum A.D.F is working hard to fill now. You can see from what has been happening here since yesterday that there is great potential that the Igbo youth want to come together. They want to be shown the right direction. They have a lot of energy, For the first time in our history, we are succeeding in galvanizing and creating a synergy between the old and the young generation. We're having a lot of hope now that the future is not lost. We'll be able to sustain the struggle, So what has happened in the last 2 days or so, the A.D.F Youth League, I think it's a new phenomenon, a welcome phenomenon, which all of us should have to sustain. All we need to do is to give them proper orientation, to let them understand the predicament of Igbo today. And let them, if we're doing it, as we're doing it under the aegis of A.D.F, we should be able to let them know how A.D.F started, the philosophy of A.D.F, all the efforts we've made, the historical background of A.D.F, and if we let them to understand and key into it. If we succeed in doing this, I think the future will be much more assured.
Okay.
You can see a lot of energy and commitment on their side, So I have every hope that we're going to succeed. The one mistake A.D.F, as I said, have made all along is A.D.F failed to recognize and to take initiative to galvanize the youths and work out succession plan, And as I said to someone, if we A.D.F had started with very noble historical vision, but what we were not able to carry along with this was the methodology which similar visions adopted to succeed in the past. Let's take even the one you and I are very familiar, Christianity, for example. Christ succeeded because he was able to govern the 12 disciples. It's on their foundation that Christianity rested today. And 12 disciples were people who were concerned about nothing but the gospel, about that mission, you know. If you go to other these things, Nelson Mandela and so on succeeded because of the come to Swiss and other youth formations. Fidel Castro and co succeeded because of the same thing, you know. So that gap is what we want to fill now, to get youth who are motivated, who have their commitment is for the welfare, development, and future of Igbo. That we think less of their own personal gain, their own personal interests, and so on and so forth. So I think there's hope from what we are seeing the last few days, few weeks, that A.D.F is on the right course. Okay,
with the level of commitment from these energetic youths, they really can push the vision of A.D.F.
Sure.
Now, you can say from your experience, there are some obstacles you've met, there are some challenges you've met along the way to drive home the vision of A.D.F, which is mainly for the survival, the sustenance, the development of our Igbo. Now, definitely they are going to meet some of these obstacles or challenges, of which some of them arises from, I'll call, it may sound very harsh, but irresponsible governance from the Southeast to embrace these visions. Not that efforts are not made, not that plans have not made, we are not made. For instance, the one that you pushed through the anti-open grazing bill, which was given a lip service. Up to today, it has not really reflected. So these some of the things that the words you can put out to these youths and the other youths as well that are going to embrace A.D.F. Youth League in order to drive some of these things home. So how do you expect them to, you know, get across these very challenges?
I think what they have been doing the last few days is very important. It's the best way to begin. The youth summit they have organized, apart from the inauguration we had some weeks ago, the youth summit they have organized the last few days, where they are being immersed in the history, philosophy, and the agenda of A.D.F, and also the history and challenges of the Igbo nation, you know, and where they're being, the attention and the interest being related to similar historical examples and so on. So in the last few days, we've discussed and becoming very familiar with the challenges. We're trying to prevent the mistakes of the past. We are very hungry, opportunistic people. And by the way, part of the problem the Igbo nation have had in the last 1 decade or more is the emergence of the 419 culture in Igbo. It's a very, very terrible thing. That's what you find messing up Igbo today. You know, with some governments, they will rally around the governments and convert state resources into personal destiny. Something like what's happening in Imo State, for example. That's where we have a worst example of it, you know. So once we are able to take care of that phenomenon, of the 419 phenomenon, and groom these youths to be much more committed, ideologically, philosophically, and I think we'll be able to overcome our challenges.
Okay. So most of their focus should be on mobilizing the youths for the Southeast to towards good governance in the Southeast, so that it will lay the foundation of Igbo survival.
Exactly.
And
note that they will benefit a lot from what you are doing and the Good Governance Ministry, which you have been, of course, you've been part of. We've been working together a lot.
Exactly. All right. Thank you so much, Prof, for your time. And more of you will always come.
Thank you.
And we are pursuing to have men like you, very few of you, still remaining in Igbo, to direct the youths and give them a sense of direction. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And to our viewers, this is how far we can go with Prof on this series on matters arising. Share this video. Drop your comment on the comment section. If you have any question to ask, drop it on the comment section. And as well, I'm not asking you if you want to be part of ADF Youth League. If you are that league, if you are that youth that has that energy, that drive, that passion, that patriotism for the development and sustenance of our Igbo, please identify with us, and we will properly integrate you with ADF Youth League. This is the movement for the salvation of our Igbo. I'm Lieutenant Peters. Help me share this video to every Igbo person you know out there. Bye-bye for now.